Hello everyone, it's great to have you back. I'm Kowinjo and it's time for the first Star Wars Outlaws review. As you can see, I have completed all the main missions on the first planet Toshara, and right now is the perfect time for a little review. In the video, I will share my personal impressions with you, but not only that, I will also tell you what you should definitely pay attention to, what you should definitely do, and what you can possibly overlook. I will describe my personal experiences. That's exactly what the video will be about, so let's get started. So guys, let's get started with my little Toshara review. I will try to provide you with as many useful tips as possible, highlighting what you should definitely pay attention to and what you can initially overlook so that you won't have any problems later in the game. I will, of course, occasionally incorporate my personal opinion so that you also receive some feedback. Basically, it is first and foremost very important to know that there are a total of 21 main missions in Star Wars Outlaws, and 7 of them take place on Toshara. That is certainly quite a lot, one must say. 1/3 of the main missions take place on Toshara. Additionally, it is very important to know that the last 4 main missions take place in a separate location. This means that you cannot return to the other planets until you have truly completed the entire main story. I think it is very important to know this, and it also shows the greatness and significance of Toshara. When you start the game, you are very quickly and smoothly released into the open world. Of course, it offers a lot of space to explore. You can freely explore everything, look around, and do all sorts of things. This is also what overwhelmed me a bit at first, leaving me with some questions as you are only briefly introduced to the basic game mechanics here. Of course, after each main mission, you learn something new. You get a few new moves explained, and so on and so forth. However, it is the case that you find yourself right in the middle of the game very quickly. Personally, I would have preferred a more straightforward introduction where a few game mechanics are explained and perhaps a few characters are introduced who guide you through some side missions. Some may like it, while others may not. I needed a few hours to get my bearings. That was my personal impression once I got into the story. And in the world, it really worked very well. You can do an incredible amount here, right on Toshara. One must definitely be aware of that. As I mentioned, I have already completed all the main missions here, but I will not continue playing further for now. I will not travel to the next planet because there is still so much to do here, guys. I can still do so many side quests here. I can continue to explore the world. Of course, I can collect many treasures here. I can also further advance the expert quests. I will also take care of the cartels, of course, so that I can potentially improve my reputation. So this is very important to know. From my perspective, you should definitely take your time here. 2001, that's a very big tip from me. Everyone plays an open world game differently, of course. I always play it in a way that I complete as much as possible. Everything that I can actually do, all side missions, I try to unlock as many trophies as I can. This is also a bit different here. Unlike many other open world games, you can unlock a lot of trophies right from the start. Feel free to check out my channel anytime. I have already uploaded a lot of trophy guides here that can all be completed directly on Toshara. Otherwise, you really need to make sure not to get lost in the world at the beginning. I think overall the planet is very beautifully designed. From my perspective, Ubisoft has solved the problem that many people have always criticized, which is that more quality is desired here and less quantity. The planet has a reasonable size. 2001 long with K, and nothing really happens when you drive with the land speeder. However, there are always very quickly accessible points of interest that you can explore, where you can uncover one treasure or another or complete a side mission. I personally think this is very well done. I think Ubisoft has really addressed the issue here. In my opinion, they have implemented it very well. We can go over the various things that I would like to show you, which can all be done at the beginning. From my perspective, it is very important to make the character as strong as possible here. You can definitely do that on Toshara, and then you will be very well prepared for the next story missions when you travel to the next planets. I must be very clear in saying that this is my personal feeling. It is not as easy to complete the main mission here. as is typical for Ubisoft. That is quite clear. I know it from Assassin's Creed, where I played through the entire game without dying once, because right at the beginning, after just a few hours of gameplay, you have such an incredibly strong character that nothing can really happen. In my opinion, it's different in Star Wars Outlaws. You definitely need a proper strategy. Here, the stealth or sneaking tactic is used very, very often. It becomes significantly easier when you take on an Imperial base here, for example, and silently eliminate many enemies while scouting the area. So you should definitely know that the main missions are not quite as easy, at least by Ubisoft standards. And that brings me directly to the next point. It is incredibly important that they try to make K and nothing as strong as possible on Toshara. And you do this, for example, by trying to uncover all the treasures in the different areas here. Yes, Toshara is relatively large, so take your time to really explore the planet and uncover as many treasures as possible. There are always useful items, whether it's that you are scavenging useful things, for example, to improve your blaster or your lens speeder, or perhaps for your ship. Generally any other items. So everything is really extremely useful. It can only benefit the character. You push the character with this, you become significantly stronger, you can, for example, take more damage, and so on and so forth. The typical open world elements. Of course, you can also travel to the capital first after Migana, where you can take a look around. There are again the typical open world minigames such as Sabak. There are a few slot machines where you can also unlock a trophy. There are races here that you can bet on, most of which are manipulated, and accordingly you can also unlock a trophy. It is very important that you visit the various merchants so that you can stock up on as many items as possible. For that, you will need money. The currency here in Star Wars Outlaws is credits, which you earn by completing tasks from main missions, but also from side missions. Even if you try to uncover the treasures here and collect all the collectibles, you will continuously be rewarded with credits. You will always find a lot of chests nearby, which also contain money. So you see, everything is interconnected. It is all intertwined, and that is why I believe it is so important for you to really explore Toshara from the ground up. Yes, it is also very important to know about the skill menu here. For example, you see I have already unlocked 3 experts here who provide incredibly powerful things. You always have to complete various small tasks for them, or complete some tasks in the open world, and you will continue to be rewarded here with certain abilities that will greatly assist you in the game. I also recommend that you try to finish as much as possible. It is very, very important that you try to complete the expert mission here. It is also important that you try to increase your reputation with the various cartels here, if possible. As you can see, I have unlocked 3 cartels so far: the Pike Syndicate, Crimson Dawn, and the Hood Cartel. I will now focus on Toshara for the time being. In 2001, I am completing a few side missions here, and of course I am increasing my reputation with the various cartel brokers. If the reputation is too low, then you cannot access certain areas, or you can access them, but the enemies are so alert that you have to sneak around everywhere. This is definitely difficult, or rather, you have a lot of work ahead of you, and you might also be feeling quite a bit of frustration. Therefore, it is important to increase your reputation with the various cartels here. You do this through the job brokers, so you can see how much you can do directly on Toshara. I think I will casually spend another 10 to 15 hours here until I have really found all the treasures, and until I have also made K and nothing stronger with all my upgrades for the weapons, for the lens speeder, and of course for my chip. This also plays a role in earning trophies. For all the trophy hunters among you, it is important to have a maximally strong character here. You are rewarded with an incredible number of trophies when, for example, you have fully upgraded the ship, or when you unlock various cosmetic items, different accessories, or of course, special clothing, where you will be rewarded with trophies from time to time. You will be rewarded with a trophy once you have completed all the expert missions here. As you can see, many more experts will be added as the game progresses. I think this is quite well structured, and I believe more will be added over time. The character becomes correspondingly stronger, and there is always something to do. As I said at the beginning, it is very, very overwhelming. Take a few hours for yourself, play the main mission first. That's what I did. And then, of course, you will be rewarded with the trophy at the end. You can't miss the trophy for all the main missions on Toshara. And then I can only recommend that you explore the open world. Very, very important for my trophy hunter community. In Star Wars Outlaws, not a single trophy is missable. This means you can also go ahead and complete all the main missions if you want. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. I would really suggest focusing on collecting a lot of collectibles first. Of course, check out the merchants and strengthen your character here. Then it will be significantly easier for you. It is much more relaxed in the main missions. As mentioned, Star Wars Outlaws has a slightly higher difficulty level than what one might be used to from Assassin's Creed. In the end, you have to do it anyway. Toshara definitely allows your character to be extremely strong here. Please spend a lot of time here with the menu, as mentioned, with the experts and the skills. Of course, also with the reputation among the different cartels. Play some mini-games and primarily engage with Sabak. This is the big mini-game here in the game. It's a card game similar to poker. You should definitely know the rules. I have already released a separate guide on that. Feel free to check it out. This is also very important. You will need it repeatedly for side missions, for trophies, and also for main missions. Then you should take care of the cartels here, as mentioned. Of course, try to unlock as many collectibles as possible here. Well, I have to say, I am very, very satisfied with how everything is implemented here. The entry was a bit difficult for me, very, very overwhelming because it was just so intense. But now I'm fully immersed in it. I'm excited to continue exploring Toshara. I will make my character really strong here. I will go after the collectibles and the side missions. I will try to increase my reputation, complete a few expert quests, and of course take care of side missions as well. I will really try everything possible on Toshara, and only then will I travel to the next planet. I think that at this point the main character is so strong that nothing else can really happen. I'm quite sure of that as a typical open world element. Especially when you invest a lot of time at the beginning, you will be extremely rewarded in the end. You won't have any problems anymore. Yes, that was my little Toshara review. Overall, it is very, very positive. I definitely hope that you were able to take something away regarding the next steps, so you could get a little impression of what you can do here on Toshara. That's it from me. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to write in the comments if you have any useful tips on how to proceed. I would really be very interested in what you like and what you don't like about the game. Please stay tuned for more Star Wars Outlaws videos. Tons will be coming in the next days and weeks. Take care. See you soon. And goodbye.